Anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning. That's why I need a reaction. Good morning, my fellow leaders, my esteemed guests, and of course, my fellow advocates for change. I know all of you want to have changes in our room, okay, in our world. Anyway, as this is still Women's Month, we want to celebrate our achievements. Of course, all of the ladies that you heard about their achievements. And we want to also ignite a movement that would empower the young generations to come, okay? That is very, very important. The young generations, I see a lot of young ladies here, so we would empower them. And I know the speakers all had come, kind of have a lot of knowledge, has given us a lot of knowledge. And I would want to say that we, all of us, have to unite and sing in a symphony of health, strength, a beautiful symphony of strength, hope, resilience, and most of all, believe in yourself. You've got to believe in yourself. You know, and don't forget, believe in God. Nobody has spoken about God. You have to believe in God. Speaking about God, God created this heaven and the earth, and He rested, right? God created the sea and the creatures, and He rested, right? He saw the whole world He created was beautiful, and then He rested. Then He created woman. Since then, God and men never rested anymore, because us women are there. So, anyway, that's it. My journey with Carlos Yulo is 16 years in the making. But before my talk about Carlos Yulo, I'm sure you all know the story of Carlos Yulo. Do you? Do you know the whole story? No, I will tell you a little bit on it. But before that, I want to tell you, like Amanda said, and the other one, Tunichi, was saying, I started the Philippine Olympic Committee. Philippine Olympic Committee is a head of, it's only 9 people, but we take charge of all the NSAs. NSAs means National Sports Association. And every sports association has a president. And we take care of all of these people. And like, I was the only woman, all men, and very powerful men, but my voice was heard. And I was thinking, you know, I'm the only one here fighting for what is right and what is good for the athletes. I want more women in the board. We don't have any women in the board. So luckily, I was in the Committee of Women in Sports. So I worked with the IOC. You know what IOC means? International Olympic Committee. Now, IOC International takes care of all the countries. The Olympic Committee of all the countries. So IOC is very, very powerful. And guess what? Yesterday, there was an election of the president of IOC. It has always been a man all the time. Yesterday, we finally won a woman IOC president, Christy Covenpart. So fantastic. When she won, of course, our gymnastics federation was also running. But anyway, the woman won, so I was very happy that she won. Why? Because that is what we've been working on. IOC President Anita de France and I know I had played a big role. We were working. We noticed that, you know, whenever there is a tennis competition, the announcer always calls the women in the first name. Steffi, Paula. But when it's men, the full name, what's his name? Andre Agassi. But the women only first name. That cannot be. And then the incentive is very small. The men are much bigger. So cannot be also. So we worked on that. And we noticed that the men, for women to be attracted, they have to be practically naked. So I said, that's not correct. You know, the women are powerful. And another thing we saw in the basketball, when the women are playing, it's only one camera. But when the men, 20 cameras like this. I said, why is that like that? We have to change all of that. Luckily, after all our work, by the way, I got the IOC Women in Sports Chairman gold medal. And that is the only one in Asia. I won for Asia. All of Asia I won. They gave me a medal for IOC, Women in Sports. Out of 84 contestants, I won it. And it's always a organization. This is the first time they gave it to an individual, which I was very, very happy to go to Lausanne to get that medal. And because of that, now I am also proud to say that there is now every board member of any sport has to have 30% women. No more, there's only one, now 30%. You have to put at least 3 women in the board, which I'm so happy. Finally now in our Philippine Olympic Committee, we have 3 women. And so we're getting more. And I should say the women are, all of you, are quite powerful. You know what you want and you know what you do, you know? Anyway, and then also as under the Department of Tourism, I worked so hard for medical, wellness, and one of the things I'm very, very proud of is I was also in charge of the diving because we dive. And I noticed that all these fishermen, when they want to catch the fish, they throw bombs and kill our corals, which is where we have the best diversity for the corals in the Philippines. So I said, I have to do something about that. So I got this Tony Oposa, who's also we went to all the LGUs and say, we are going to put you in jail. There is no such a thing. But those we catch throwing bombs, we're going to put you in jail. And locally, the mayors agreed with me. Okay, kunyari lang ito. So they'll put us in jail. And so they stopped bombing. They can fish, but they don't have to destroy the corals. And I also won because the fishes cannot talk. Of course, they die with the bombs. So they also made me ambassador of the sea. So I was ambassador of the sea because I spoke for the fishes, the poor fishes that cannot talk, you know. So, and in Pancho, they're bombing them and all that. And so that is, and for the wellness, I did a lot. There was no wellness here, and I believe in exercise. How many of you exercise? Oh, she's my student. Shirley. Thank you for being here, Shirley. Not very many hands came out. Huh? What do you do for wellness? Nothing? Anyway, I know. Who is that? The marathon runner. You can be here beside me. Anyway, now I'm going to talk about Carlos. My journey with Carlos Yulo was, as I said, 16 years in the making. When I started the when I became president, I did not want to become president of the gymnastics. I didn't want at all because I was undersecretary for the Department of Tourism and I had so many things to do. So, but the athletes said, Mom, please. They knew me as aerobics and all that. And so, can you please lead us? Okay, I will change. I will lead you, but I will not be president. I will only become vice president. But anyway, to make a story short, it ended up all the presidents resigned. So I had automatically become president. So there I was, and I was so upset to be president. And the Philippine Olympic Committee president said, don't worry, Cynthia. In 6 months, I'll give you somebody to become president so that you can rest. Good. 12 years later, I'm still here, president. But now I cannot let go of because I know exactly what to do with those athletes. So when we started, I saw this boy. He only came, Mom, can I learn how to tumble? Only how to learn how to tumble. I said, sure. He was very, very poor from the squatter area. Sure, you, of course. And every time I peep, I'm not there, but he's really working hard. And I saw he has no coach, but he's copying the athletes. And I said, this boy is quite good. Huh? I said, come here, Carlos. Can you please join the Batang Pinoy? Batang Pinoy is 12 years and under, just to see who are our good athletes. He said, Mom, but I don't have a coach. Never mind, just join it. I know you're good enough. And just for exposure and just for fun. So he joined. Do you know that he joined and he won all the medals? I said, oh my God, this guy is so good. So I said, okay, Carlos, your next, I'm going to give you a coach this time. You join the Paralong Pambansa from the Department of Education. So he joined, this time with the coach. And again, he won most of the medals. I said, now what, this guy is really okay, huh? And I had the Japanese coach visiting the gym. And I told this Japanese coach, please stay and coach this young boy because this boy will become an Olympic champion one day. I already knew from that time. And he said, okay, so he stayed. Who's going to pay me? I said, the Philippine Sports Commission. So we had to get our own money to pay this coach because I knew this boy is worth fighting for. So he started coaching him. He was doing, and then the coach says afterward, Mom, I want to take him to the Junior World Championship in Russia, which is 18 years and under. He was still under 18. And I said, first of all, I have no money. Second, am I going kulelat kami? Ayaw ko kulelat. And then he said, no, Mom. He needs exposure. So, okay. We brought him to the World Championship. What happened to the World Championship? He won third place. China, Russia, Philippines. I almost died. Imagine in the world, huh? I'm talking about the world. And I said, wow, Carlos. And then the technical committee, the president of the technical committee said, Cynthia, you take care of that boy. If he did not lose in the pommel horse, he was going to be silver medalist for the first time. I said, oh my God. Then when I came to the Philippines, my mind was already in him. I said, I'm okay, Carlos. I said, so Coach Mooney was continuing. But Coach Mooney, the Japanese coach said, Mom, I'm going to go back to Japan because I want to start continuing my studies in coaching. I said, how can you go to Japan and you will leave Carlos here alone? And then he said, I'm sorry, I have to go. I said, what will happen? Okay, will you bring Carlos with you? If I convince him to go with you? He says, yes, if you can convince him. So I said, Carlos, will you go to Japan? He said, sure, but of course, can you imagine? He doesn't know English very well, Tagalog only in Japan. No English, no Tagalog, no nothing. The communication will be very difficult. So I said, And then I said, and there is money. I don't have the money to bring him for schooling, for training, for coaching, for everything. That's very expensive in Japan. So I became a professional beggar, begging for money, and everybody... You want to be a professional beggar? Very nice. But you have to be transparent. You have to be really show that you're really doing it for the good of others, not begging for yourself, Anyway, nobody wanted to help me. They said, gymnastics. What's gymnastics? They don't even know what gymnastics is all about. So I finally, Manny Pangilinan. I told him, Manny, where is that lady from Meralco? Is she here? Yes, Manny Pangilinan. I told Manny, this boy will win the Olympic medal. I don't know if he believed me, but he said, okay, I will be your sponsor. That is why I always say we won the Olympic medal because of Carlos, me, Manny Pangilinan, and God, the four of us. We really work hard, So he gave us the money. in the end, 18 million in the making. Huh? It's not cheap to make an Olympic medal. And so he gave us the money. We went training in Japan, and then Carlos looked at the Japanese people and he said, because the Japanese are very, very good, and he said, I want to be like them. That's why he tried harder to become like the Japanese athletes. But we had a lot of challenges. You cannot imagine the challenges that we face in Japan. He doesn't know English. He has to go to school and write in Japanese and eat the Japanese food. And he said, Mom, I'm quitting. I'm going to go back. He doesn't want anymore. I said, Carlos, you cannot do that. How many we spent so much, and I promised Manny Pangilinan for an Olympic medal. You cannot let me down. You cannot let me down. I said, please, you're going to be Olympic medal, and you're going to be a champion, and you're going to be a millionaire. And look at now. He's how many times? 128 million. He's got, and you're going to be a millionaire. Everybody will know you except them. I'm not doing this for myself because nobody will know me. But they know me also. I did not. That's why I'm here. They're realizing me only because of Carlos, but I have done so much more before Carlos, but silently. Like I was being interviewed by Rebecca. Oh, by the way, I have to acknowledge Rebecca Bustamenta and also Richard Mills for inviting us, for having this beautiful organization of women. I'm getting to know more of them. Anyway, where was I? You want to hear, wait. Before the video, I wanted to say, I will end later with the women. Okay, the video, you want to see Carlos when he first won his gold medal. When he won this medal, I thought I won Miss Universe contest. Because everybody ran to me and embraced me, and I said, oh my God, I'm also winning Miss Universe contest. Okay, now can you hear, there is voice?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch the history maker of sports tourism.
Carlos Yulo has secured his Paris Olympics ticket.
Finnegan becomes the second Filipino in the gymnastics team to qualify for the Paris Games after Kaloy Yulo.
Pasok na ang Pinay gymnast na si Levi Ruivivar.
Dagdag sa masasabak sa Olympics si Emma Lauren Malabuyo.
So how did it all begin? Let's rewind, shall we? Meet the woman who is one of the pioneers of today's successful sports tourism. In the year 2001, Cynthia Carrion was appointed to be a commissioner of the Philippine Sports Commission. Until the year 2003, she emphasized the importance of connecting sports to the marginalized sector through a milestone project, Sports for Street Children and Migrant Youth. She was a proponent of Proclamation number 286 in 2002, declaring November 2002 as the Women and Sports Month. She was also the one who organized the first Philippine Congress on Women and Sports and the first Tagaytay call for action in women's sports. By 2003, she became the Deputy Executive Director of the Philippine Convention and Visitors Corporation. There, she headed two departments, travel trade sales and promo and marketing. Then on that same year, until 2010, Cynthia became the Executive Director of the Philippine Commission on Sports Scuba Diving. In this period, she was recognized as the 2009 Ambassador of the Sea. She was nominated for the Woman Diver Hall of Fame, and Philippines served as the home of the Celebrate the Sea Festival, the biggest ocean event in the Asia-Pacific region. By 2005, Cynthia had become more involved in the Department of Tourism as she was assigned to be the Assistant Secretary for Sports and Wellness Tourism. Then in 2007, she became the Undersecretary in the same sector, and that was when she highly popularized sports tourism in the country. Moving forward to the year 2010, Cynthia Carrion was appointed to be the president of Gymnastics Association of the Philippines. GAP back then had no international competitions, no budget, and no internationally accredited judges. So Cynthia took on the challenge of making a change in GAP through her leadership and partnership with the government, private sector, and international organizations. In 2017, Cynthia was brought back to tourism through her chairmanship at the Corridor Foundation, and then she was appointed as the general manager and CEO of the Philippine Retirement Authority by 2023, and she was able to make immense progress in PRA until the end of her term. Now, here in the present, Cynthia has concentrated on her leadership to GAP as president, with her currently holding various positions in both national and international bodies. She currently holds the position of treasurer in the Philippine Olympic Committee, executive committee member of the Asian Gymnastics Union, executive committee member of the Gender Equality Commission, and Continental Council member of the FIG. Meet the woman behind the success of today's sports tourism.
Oh, you met me already. Now you met me already. Now can we make the Carlos Yulo his first medal in Frankfurt? Okay.
Now then, what of this gentleman, Carlos Yulo of the Philippines, the bronze medalist on this apparatus last year, a history-making bronze medal. 7th strongest in qualification, but a high difficulty.
Still just 19 years of age, and look at the flight in that. Full twisting, double straight, absolutely beautiful. Look at the acceleration. Oh, and double pike half, kicking out. And twisting so quickly. The youngster from the Philippines, looking good so far. Rising to the occasion.
That's not easy to do.
So fast in the twist. That was just a double twist there, but it happened so quickly. Tiny gymnast, but so dynamic. Only 1.49 m tall. He handles his body weight very well indeed. Full twisting front, double twisting front. And a triple twist to finish off from Carlos Yulo. Super work.
My, you wouldn't want to be him right now. Artem Dolgopiat has got a very nervous wait indeed.
That's his Japanese coach.
Was exquisite from Carlos Yulo of the Philippines. It's got to be up there, challenging.
Yes, and he has a 6.5 difficulty value, and he executed that very well indeed.
That's a single tenth higher than Dolgopiat posted in qualification. He also had 6.4, the same in the final.
Look at this work. Double straight with a full twist. So high, and the form in the air. Difficult to see where the
everybody who does that stumbles.
There's one more still to come. It's Yulo! 5:15.3 for Yulo. He's gone into the lead.
Can you imagine how I felt?
A year ago, he might just win an absolutely unprecedented gold for the Philippines.
That will be fantastic. Well, he's been training in Japan. This is his second World Championships.
Carlos Yulo is in the gold medal position with 1 to go. He's going to get at least a silver. He might be the world champion. Yulo leads the way. He still does. Tom Cunningham scores 13.566, and with that result it means that Carlos Yulo of the Philippines is the world champion for the first time ever at the Artistic Gymnastics World
We had a world champion.
We shall hear Chosen Land, the national anthem of the Philippines played. It will be played in the honour of Carlos Yulo. He is the chosen man. The final standings in the men's floor exercise. The bronze medal to Xiaoryo Teng of the People's Republic of China, the silver to Israel's Artem Dolgopiat, and a history-making gold to Carlos Yulo of the Philippines.
Representing Philippines.
To hear the national anthem. And then Bayang Magiliw.
Goes into the Olympic Games as the reigning world champion. Carlos Yulo of the Philippines, their first ever world champion in artistic gymnastics. And there is a sight, is it not? The gold medalist, the champion, Carlos Yulo of the Philippines.
Of the Philippines.
He's still only a teenager. And we shall now hear, for the first time at the World Championships of Artistic Gymnastics, the national anthem of the Philippines.
Okay, you don't have to hear that. You know the national anthem. By the way, I noticed when we were singing national anthem, you have to sing Bayang Mag. I saw all of you not singing. Only a few were singing. I always sing loud, Bayang Magiliw. So you know the words. Show them that you have heart for the country. You know, I tell that to all my athletes. When they say Bayang Magiliw, sing it, sing it. And me with my blonde hair, with the Bayang. You know, when I go to the National Day, and I'm saying, Bayang, and the guy said, why, are you from the Philippines? I said, yes, I'm from the Philippines. Anyway, and then you want to see the Olympics? No more. How he won the Olympics? Do we have? No more. You don't have? What does he say? Huh? No. Huh? Time's up. Okay, thank you very much. I was sitting already having a nice time here.
Fantastic story.
Wait a minute.
What a great gal, yes.
Yeah, women are priceless. Remember that.
It's true.
We lose our name. We lose our home. We go. The men should realize that they should really, that women are priceless. They should really honor us, right?
We do, and we should do more of it. Yes, thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful story.